Question of the day, so how do you go out to events and have fun when you're not drinking and it seems like everybody else is? So 3 quick tips that will help you with that, because it's so tough sometimes. You can have the right motivation, everything can be in order, but if you don't know how to have a good time when drinking, it's easy to slide back into that because you're like, well, God, this sucks, right? I'm standing here in the corner and I'm not talking to anybody. I want to have fun. So here's the 3 tips. The first one is to take the good parts of drinking and emulate them. And what I mean by that is that drinking does do some things for people. We wouldn't do it otherwise, right? It helps us lower our inhibitions. It makes us more likely to introduce ourselves to people. We play stupid, silly games. And what I see is when people first stop drinking, they think that they have to stop that. They have to behave proper, they can't participate in the games. It's all BS. So if there is a fun drinking game going on, play with water. If people give you a hassle about that, just go back to the video about what to say when you're not drinking. It has never been a problem for me. If you are standing there and you see that you're against the wall and people are starting to mingle and the people getting drunk are starting to get more talkative, be the more talkative person first, right? If you set it up as a challenge to yourself to see, you know what? I'm going to see if I can have more fun, be more outgoing, more friendly than anybody else here, even though I'm not drinking, that intention will carry over into everything that you do. And you'll find that you have a much better time because 1, you're in control, but 2, you're still getting a lot of the benefits. 2, change your state through dancing. Now, the funny thing about dancing is that if you ask people whenever they're out, they will tell you that they tend to wait until they're very, very drunk before they start dancing, right? I only dance when I'm drunk. The funny thing about that is that dancing and drinking, while they might be, have different requirements, dancing seems to take a lot of courage, drinking doesn't, they have the same effect in a lot of ways. When you go out into the dance floor and just for 2 minutes, cut it up, dance like a maniac, your inhibitions get lowered. You feel much more comfortable. You feel more expressive in your body. You're more likely to touch people. So what I highly, highly recommend is that rather than just staying locked up like this, completely inexpressive, go to the middle of the dance floor. If there's not a dance floor, sort of bob around. Find a spot where you feel comfortable. That can be being seen by lots of people. It might be being seen by nobody in the very center. But for 2 minutes, take your friends, get a circle, and set up like a dance party goof-off challenge thing, right? Where you just mess around and everybody jumps in the middle and does a ridiculous move and stay there for 2 minutes while dancing a ton. Not just bobbing back and forth, but getting your elbows off at the sides, moving your hands. What you will find, and Amy Cuddy, a scientist at Harvard, did a study on this, is that when you move your body and you put it into what they call a power pose, that's the standing confident. Well, when you move your body in a fun pose and you're smiling and laughing and doing the limbo and goofing around, your brain actually will send those sorts of signals that you would get from drinking, which is to be less inhibited, to not care as much what other people think. And after only 2 minutes, you will start to feel differently than you did when you walked onto that dance floor. It is awesome. It carries over for a long, long time, and sometimes through the duration of the day, event, or night, or wherever you're at. So make sure that you get into your body, you get expressive, man. When you stand against the wall, you sabotage yourself. And the third thing that it might feel a little bit counterintuitive, but it's to stop going to events that suck. Right? Don't go to events where the entire point of it is to get drunk, and there's no way to have fun there unless you're drinking. And there are bars like this, there are some even sporting events that are like this, where nobody cares about the game and the entire purpose is just to drink. If people invite you to those, you can still go, but what I would recommend is a counteroffer. To say, hey man, I can't make it today, but I was looking at paintball next weekend, do you want to come? Or say, hey man, I can't make it to that, but I'm getting a group together to do dinner at my place on Thursday, are you in? And when you start to get more creative like that, well, guess what? You're doing fun events that people are going to enjoy way more because you don't need to be sloshed to do it. But secondly, you shift from the spoke of any sort of social environment where you're being invited and you're just one person of many, to you become the hub. You're the person setting up the fun events because you're the only one that truly cares that the event itself is killer and that it's not just helped along by everybody being drunk and not knowing what is going on. So really, stop going to events that are no fun at all. If you don't like dance clubs, I happen to, don't go to those. Invite your friends, invite people to something else that is fun. And just some ideas, paintball, laser tag, bowling, anything that has an event and has something to do there, right? There is an activity. That is going to be way more fun. So hopefully that helps you to have more fun when you're out. If you want more videos like this, I think this is it for the drinking series, but if there's more questions, go ahead, ask me. I've been doing this for a long time, happy to help. Write those in the comments, subscribe to get more from the channel, breakdowns and everything, and I will see you in the next video.